Just gonna do a quick mic check here to make sure everything sounds good and looks good and everything isn't too loud in front of each other. If you hear any odd discrepancies with the audio, just let me know in the comments and we'll get it fixed right away for you guys. Let's get right back into the music for about another minute and a half and then we'll move on to the video. try that. Let me see if my mic audio works there. Sorry, again, deaf creator, guys. So if you ever have an issue with the audio, just double check and let me know. So thanks a lot for letting me know, Bad Nova, in the comments about the audio. I will always appreciate that. So I just want to say good morning to everyone. We're going to be doing some Yu-Gi-Oh! This morning. We're going to be doing some Master Duel. We're going to be doing 2 events today, and that is essentially the Dice Rally event, and we're going to be doing some ranked duels. So what I was explaining a moment ago when my mic was apparently off was that interesting things happened to me this week right before I decided to start this event, and that was I actually watched all of the Dungeon Dice Monsters episodes before doing the Dice Rally event because I just wanted to stay away from the Dice Rally event for a moment so that I could save my kind of like experience for this stream specifically. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a deck to enter to the Dice Rally event. It looks like there's some banned cards, so I might have to edit my deck. But what I was explaining before is that when you're looking at this Dice Rally event, it's actually not really Dungeon Dice Monsters. They're just kind of naming it that. If you look at this very bottom screen, like right below me, you'll see the pathing for your game map, right? And basically, it's just one long path rather than being like the unfolding pathway that Dungeon Dice Monsters had. So if you're looking at it that way, it's not actually Dungeon Dice Monsters. They kind of just skinned it this way. They gave it Dungeon Dice Monsters like crests. So this is like a movement crest and things like that. These are not the actual crests from Dungeon Dice Monsters, as far as I can tell, because those had like summon crest and trap crest and spell crest and things like that. And all a crest was that if you when you started your game in Dungeon Dice Monsters, you roll 3 dice, and if 2 dice have the same symbol on them, like 2 stars, and they're the same level, you could summon a monster from one of those die, right? But then everything else that you rolled kind of got saved to the side in a thing called a crest pool. So let's say you rolled like 2 movements and 1 summon. You wouldn't be able to summon that turn, but you'd be able to put 2 movements and whatever the other crest was away in a crest pool, and then you save them like action points, and you would use them later on. So it doesn't really seem that they're doing the action point system with this. And like I said, I saved all of my reactions and stuff for this particular event so that I would be able to kind of judge it based off the event alone and not really off of any other things, even though I know this is being based off of a really, really old version of Dungeon Dice Monsters. Alrighty. So we're going to go ahead and remove these for the event. Doesn't look like it's going to let me use some called buys, but everything else looks like it's going to fly. So it cannot be used. What am I doing? What am I doing wrong? Oh, SP. Don't really use it anyway. It's funny because this is just a test deck. I don't even have the extra deck filled out. So if you have any suggestions for the extra deck and you guys think there's anything that's good for it, let me know. There we go. Alright, I just double checking my audio for a second. Looks good, sounds good, at least according to my audio bars. So guys, just let me know if you can't hear me or anything like that. Alright, thank you so much. Alright, let's move on to the Yu-Gi-Oh action here. So for this particular build, I kind of went full metal dragon, full black metal dragon for this build. That's kind of the most that it will do. It's not been too bad for the climbing the ranks. It's so-so. It's a pretty competitive deck, I would say, in like this format, but it definitely has its weaknesses. And I am just now learning to play. I want to say for like the last 30 weeks or so, got into the new Metamorph cards because I love the Red Eyes stuff. So I was like, I got to learn these. I got to get good with them and see how good we can get with these in just a matter of a couple of weeks. I heard there was a lot of hype around these particular Metamorph cards anyway at that time, so it's like, I've got to see if they're actually worth the hype. And I got to be honest, they did a really good job redesigning the trap cards specifically. Oh, going first is not great, but that's fine. We can set one Metamorph. Not great. This is actually kind of a crud opening hand. But the reason I say they did a good job redesigning these is because, in a way, they made normal monsters and traps both somewhat more relevant with like the new Primite cards and these new Metamorph cards, which is something I was actually really happy to see being the creator of Duel, which is basically a format that just cleans up. He's gonna kill me, but basically Duel is a format that cleans it up and gives you normal monsters having like an additional abilities and stuff. So I kind of like the Primite in that way. I kind of like the here, we'll just do that. Just kind of reactionary at this point. He's just gonna play through anyway. But yeah, I think the new Metamorph cards are pretty sweet. I think if you're opening on your first turn and you build a really good first turn opener kind of deck, which just actually usually does have a pretty good opening hand, you're gonna have to draw what I just drew. It doesn't happen to me too often to like brick out, but for the most part, watch me brick this whole stream too, just because I just said that. But for the most part, you'll get like one or two high levels, but you'll be able to switch them out for like the traps or switch them out for drawing cards or something else. And what's even funny is for this particular build, for a cool minute, I was just playing Dragoon in the extra deck here because I mean it's just so easy to play with the Metamorph deck. But if you're not gonna go for like the trap summon, he's just such an easy like first turn thing to have out. There we go. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna turn up this background music a little bit, guys. Just let me know if it's too much or if it's not enough, alright? Because on my audio bar it's not really popping up that much. So I'm just gonna turn it up a little bit. There we go. I'm gonna use this time while he's just comboing for days to just figure out my stream settings, I guess. Yeah, pretty simple. He's doing good. Earlier, man, I was having a lot of luck in Duel Links, but the new Utopia stuff they release is just abusive. Because all you gotta do is go second and let them have a monster. I don't know if you guys have seen that yet, but basically the new Zexal support. The new Zexal support is basically like, if your opponent goes first and plays a card at all, then you can morph into the Zexal 2 transformation or something, and then get a free any Utopia with a Numeron Force. So as long as they can't like negate a summon or like a very, they gotta get. It's really difficult to get around. So basically, you can OTK pretty much everyone on the first turn with the new Utopia support. It's beautiful. Evolution Pill. I'm not actually even that mad that he's making it this far with dinosaurs at the rank setting that we're at, because they're kind of a rogue thing. So that's kind of dope. It's got like a little bit of a sprite mixed into it. I could see that. I could see that. We're just gonna let him keep going. I'm not gonna surrender on anybody in the stream today. So like, if I just constantly lose, then I guess that's what's gonna happen. But I don't think it will. But I mean, you know, we'll see what happens. All right, so here we go. Fucking yesterday and the day before, I was pulling up. They got mad at me because I had in the little corner, like in this box right above me, I was playing a live stream, like the 24/7 stream of just Yu-Gi-Oh playing, but I didn't have like the audio all the time or anything, but just because I needed extra stuff going on. So like while we're sitting here waiting for people to be finished with their 19-minute long turns, we could actually do something else. I literally thought about pulling up Speed Duel on the side just so I'd have them both going. Jeez Louise. Alright, cool. So you roll a die if you win or lose. So, okay, so the good thing about this event, what I'm seeing so far, is that it doesn't really matter if you win or lose per se. At least, I mean, I've only been one duel in, but based off of what just happened, it still let me move forward. Not a lot of the events let you continue even though you've lost. Like, you still have to accumulate points. But they're being a bit more, like, beginner friendly, I guess, to a lot of these events and stuff. Creature swap. Oh, hell no. He just gets that for free. Oh, that's from the event. That's kind of neato. Just got one for free. Well, so a good way to get around that, I guess, is we're just gonna abuse this Dragoon summon. Because I'm not dealing with that shit. Yeah, we're not doing that. I don't feel like that today. Dude, this dude's ultimate bane right now is the Underworld Goddess. I don't know if anyone's been playing this at all recently, but because this is a good opener for this particular card, I swear, dude, it's been a menace. Cool. So we got Ash. Good. I love getting this next to him. It's such good fodder, just to use for his spell negation. So let's see what they got. 14, 33. I wonder why he's got 14 cards in the extra deck. It's just so weird. Like, I'll know whenever I'm running just a couple of cards, but when I see someone else, I wonder if they're a beginner or something sometimes. You never know. Oh, did you just Game of Seal him? That's the only way to get rid of him. So, that's all you can really do. Ah, Fiendsmith. That's why he's got 14. He's playing a specific, he's testing out his new strategy. It's every time, that's what it is. Like, if you're this far up the ranks and someone has, like, a really odd numbered deck where it's like, I don't know, 53 cards and, 7 cards in the extra deck nonsense, you'll be like, okay, they're definitely testing out some new strategy they just learned or something else. They got tired of the other deck they were just climbing the fucking ranks with, and now they're just ready to play something else. It's all good. Fiendsmith is one of those decks that I kind of missed the format on. Not entirely, but... so I was going to go to YCS right before YCS happened in 2024 in Seattle. But I spent that whole format with, I think, the Salaman Great and the format of Fire right before the Fiendsmith cards got released. And then took a little sabbatical right after that from, I guess, just like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! But being like super invested in it, to where it's like you're still buying the card packs and getting updated with all that stuff. But for the most part, we're still getting through it. I mean, I think they banned Lacrima currently in TCG, so maybe. But if they didn't ban Lacrima, then this is a good kind of like deck to play against to figure out how to play against Fiendsmith. But I don't really think it's going to be that good if I plan on going back to tournaments and stuff. Oh, yes. Do it. Not great, but, take one. We'll take the free card. Can't go for another one, so I guess we'll just take him for the next turn. If there even is a next turn. Now, Fiendsmith is pretty brutal, even in this format. It's fucking Gamma Seal. It's always crazy when someone draws the exact out they need, because Dragoons solve so many problems, but I've seen, maybe in the last 3 or 4 days, just getting up to these ranks, everyone always has just some weird out. I think Droplet is the most common one I've seen, Forbidden Droplet being used, but still, it's heavy cost in my opinion for that. Hey, and you know what? Today our streaming's doing a lot better than the other damn day whenever our connection kept bumming out, so I guess whatever I did this morning fixed it before we got up to the stream. Either that or too many damn people in my house were on the fucking internet, so maybe not. Maybe they were. What you got going on? He's just gonna keep going. He's gonna keep going and going. Yep. Okay, well, at least he's using Desiree. Is that am I saying that right? Yeah, I feel like that's how it's said. Let me know if it's not. Oh yeah, he's got Dogmatica's mixed in with it. Yep. Gonna eat the Gamma Seal alive. Got one. How many negates is that? Click the negate. Yep. That's what I thought here. So, okay. So, if I count correctly here, summon. I'm surprised he ended it on that. Okay. Most of the time I see people go into like a SP with something like this, but... Oh, wait, this event, you can't go SP. Why didn't I remember that? Okay, so let's count how many negates we got before we do anything. You can negate the effects of number of faces of cards on so that's not going to affect what I'm about to do. Okay, so... Okay, so we're gonna spawn out this dude and see what response he's got to that. What you got? He's gonna basically read every little thing. Okay. So summons monster, Fiendsmith monster. Okay. Do we want... Let me see. If your opponent's special summons, you can banish one card. So, yeah, I don't care. What are you gonna banish? Okay, now that you've done your nonsense, I'm gonna equip this over here. What else? Nothing. Okay. Send one face down card controls for some of this. So if I flip this up, I forget, but maybe he can negate it with that, even though it's up, because it's a quick effect, so it should come after. So it's a tough position to be in, because if I use him, get rid of this and special summon, I think he could still negate his effect to negate the face-up one. So what I'll do is I'll summon him in defense mode and see if he's going to go ahead and negate that effect. Because if he wants to negate face-up effects, that's fine and good, but I can go into an Xyz monster, dump that, and then maybe loop it around. Not a great position to be in here, but, you know, I've pulled a route out of my hat with worse here, so let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do, baby. Alright, so, and then we're going to use his effect, and maybe, if we're lucky, he'll be dumb and negate his effect, and I can go into Red Eyes here. And then maybe drop that one in the graveyard, spawn one out. Come on, what you got? Negate him? Activated while you card, negate the effect. Ah, sons of bitch. Okay, so he had one in the hand. Dominus Purge. There's no way I could plan for that, really. But that's okay. So, we're going to go ahead and go for a Flare Metal. That's a little different here. That'll give me a copy of something in my hand at least. Let's see what he's got. Because, okay, so if I think I can't add another Black Metal Dragon, but if I add something that can boost my attack, maybe I can trample over him. What you got? 2 light monsters during the main phase. Turn 1 light monster equipped. Opponent cannot target equipped with monster with card effects. Okay. Black Metal Dragon is activated. Yeah, so if we chain them, hopefully this will work the way I'm thinking it's going to work. So I'm going to dump that one, chain it together, take this one, spawn it out, and then I'll at least have another guy to attack with at the very least. You know what I mean? Because I'm willing to, like, just blow him up against Lacrima, I think, or Desiree. So I get one more. Not gonna be great. Who's in my hand? I can take an Insight. That'll get me another cards, or give me another set. I think. Maybe. We'll see if he wants to do a neg. He's gonna basically choose every 5 seconds whether he wants to do some negging or not, but okay. There we go. Is that another one? Dogmatic of Punishment. Okay, that's fair. Got a pretty good amount of board setup, but I think you'll still get burned like a very little bit for that, won't you? Just a very little bit? Yeah. Not that big a deal. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he dropped on the graveyard a minute ago. Shuffle back. Not bad. Yep. Alright, let's do one more. We're just gonna keep going until we run out of cards. Doesn't really matter. Alright, so if I remember correctly, we play him, he can set one. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna see if that'll work. Oh shit, I sent one to the graveyard. And then I can add one. But I already summoned a monster this turn, so this is completely useless, but we'll see if this works. I think I already used his effect this turn, so let's find out. Yeah, I already used his effect this turn. It's cool. He's got it. Sometimes you got it, you got it. I think I should also change my my settings here. I wanted to change it before the stream, but I completely forgot to change my my cards and stuff. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and uselessly do this, but whatever. If we get really lucky, he'll let it pop off, and I'll just go ahead and spawn out Dragoon again. There's no way you're gonna let this pop off. There you go. I was gonna say, because it would just be too ridiculous. There's no way I'm that lucky. Because it'll negate it. Yeah. I might even, just for goof, switch over to the Salad deck and see how well it does in this particular format. It's pretty fun for a good while. I kind of missed the format of Fire a little bit. Just a little bit. Not even because I was playing anything substantial. It was just kind of a crazy format to like get prepared in. The only good thing about Tier 0 formats is you can get kind of crazy over prepared for them. So alright. He's just gonna get it, boy. Get it all. He's fucking being ridiculous. I expect nothing less. If you're gonna put Dante in your deck, you better do damn good. Speaking of which, has anybody else seen the new Devil May Cry? I thought it was pretty good. Not bad. This is coming from someone who's liked pretty much everything that's Devil May Cry, though, so I don't know how much weight that opinion has. But, you know. Alright, we're gonna do another one. We're gonna do one more with the Metal Foes deck, or not Metal Foes, Rare Metal Morph, whatever deck, and then I'll switch over to the Salamangreat deck for a couple rounds. We're gonna try and get through this whole dice event today. Yeah, it's kind of sick. I like the little tablets on the end. I really think one of the cool things that they're doing here in Master Duel that they can't really do anywhere else is like they're doing that where the card art specifically has different. I know a lot of you guys are here all the time, already know all this stuff, but like they're doing it to where the card arts have all these different effects and things. But the thing I think is the coolest is he's got the one I'm actually thinking of is the Sky Strikers. So when you start out, she has like 5 different animations or 4 different animations or something for her overall character. So when he goes into like battle phase, she'll transform. When they go into just dueling, she'll transform. I think that's really cool. That's why I kind of want to switch mine to the Fiendsmith dude here. I think I unlocked it the other day. Let's see. Go to, okay, so he's going to go Trap Trick, so maybe I can go there. Little guy. So, I mean, it depends on what I draw. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yep, we'll see what happens. Okay. I should put like a little win-lose counter in the screen so I can count how many times I lost during the stream. I mean, I can just re-watch it and find out, but I think that would be kind of funny. Do like your own count. Like how many times you owned yourself. Alright. Do any of these guys negate card effects? Okay, that's not terrible. Not terrible. So what we're going to do is we're just going to open with Feather Duster. Yeah, yeah. I wonder if that's going to make him really mad. No? That's going to make me mad. Why didn't I read? Unaffected by the whole cards first time each. Oh, each. So it's not just one. That's fair. Yeah. Pretty neat. Oh man, the only really annoying thing about playing against someone who's playing a whole deck is that literally every 5 seconds it's going to ask him, what do you want to do with your life? And that's going to be fun and not irritating at all. So that's, watch, it's going to do it again. What do you want to do with your life? Alright, cool. He's at least being decisive this time around. So what's a good way to get around this trap hold deck? Probably not many options, but who do I have in my hand already? Black metal. So I'm just gonna take him. We're just gonna play this and see kind of how it goes, how we get through what the trap hold deck does. I also have to never bring something carbonated to a freaking stream. Bad juju. Last time I had nothing but like coffee and juice. That wasn't too bad, but now I feel like I need to burp every 5 seconds, and it's not the greatest thing to do on stream, so... Fucking soda, dude. I never drink it, and today the only thing I could find is carbonated energy drinks to stay up, so... Is he really letting this go through? There's no fucking way. Dude. Come on. False Dragon. Really? Okay. Do I have anything else? Yeah, I mean... Oh, okay. Maybe he's saving it for something good. I wouldn't know. Does that happen after? No? Wow, okay. So I'm going to activate his effect. Equipped. Nothing. I think he's gonna get irritated. I don't know how. So sometimes I'll literally avoid decks in this game that say like ask you for stuff, like especially in like a lot of the Game Boy games or like the PSP games. If it's a quick play spell, unfortunately it's like the best cards in those games, but unfortunately it's also the most annoying because in the prompts basically ask you like this every 5 seconds. What do you want to do? And I mean, I get that for Master Duel and stuff. There's a lot of tight interactions that you really have to kind of work with, but in like the Game Boy games where you have to like navigate every button, do every little thing. Yeah, we're just gonna shut that down. I don't even know what I'm shutting down, but sometimes I'm not even gonna read. I'm just gonna let a prompt roll through. Inflict damage to my opponent. One. It's gotta be their attack position monster, so whoever that is. So my thing is, if I just don't play the... We're gonna do that for the next turn. If I just don't attack him, does he build momentum, or will he build momentum with the trap hole deck? What's this one do? Change its battle position. Okay, whatever. I'm highly doubtful that that's gonna do much, but you know, whatever. I'm pretty sure this is a bad idea, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. Because if he left this thing in attack mode, yeah, exactly. The likelihood is banish one monster from your player's field. Yeah. Fair enough. Oof. That's kind of neat. Yeah. Yeah, we're still going to attack it. I mean, what else are you going to do? You know? Main phase 2. Do we want to go into anything else? No, I don't really think we need to. I think the beauty, that's what I was saying earlier, is the Metamorph cards, while they're not much, they do quite a bit between like 1 and 2 cards, where in this previous game state, especially the format I was used to right before this, was you had to litter the board with everything you possibly could. I mean, you had to take 3 cards and work up a 12 card board just to build a playthrough, and then if your opponent went first, and God knows what you were going to be able to do on the second turn if you didn't draw any hand traps. So I really like this design for these cards. It's actually giving them, I mean, it's power crept like a mother, but I mean, you know, it's still really neat in comparison to like what we were doing before, where you just had to like get as many cards on the board as humanly possible. Yeah, special summon to my field, but then it's effects are negated. Then you can banish players same type. Yeah, we're not. I don't know if I should let him do that. Like, I know he can probably do a few other things. He's probably doing this on purpose first, but nah. Yeah, gotta inflict that damage to you, bud. Too bad he's just not just a smidgen stronger. You'd be dead. It's so fucked up. Just imagine surviving this one turn for myself here and then dropping Dragoon on him next turn. See if he rage quits. Sometimes they do. And I don't blame him. Goes, rage quit. He didn't even have to make it to Dragoon. Earlier, so I was playing against someone and they had, we both had like 100 left or something. And it was just toted, or it was so crazy, like. Alright, let's go. Do another one. First one of the day, I guess. I guess we've only played 3 duels today, so let's keep getting. I guess we'll play this one until it drops, I guess. It did alright there, so we'll play it one more time. We'll just keep playing it until the win ratio or until we get bored of seeing here. Link 2. What were you doing? 11th Wall Shadow? That's a really dope art, though. What you got going on? That's pretty cool. I love that they kind of revamped them. What is that one do? Yeah, this is a deck that I'm definitely not familiar with. I know it's not. Is it? It's not super new, right? It's relatively new. Well, that's a neat looking card too. Albaz. Like, I play an Albaz deck for some other stuff too, but like it's a good engine. But don't get me wrong, but definitely less interested. I love how the game tried to give me a free advantage and just gave it to my opponent, essentially. It gave me that big monster to start the game with, just to give him a card to negate my stuff with. Just not great, but alright. Like the last thing you want to deal with the first turn, unless you have some kaijus. Maybe I should do that, just be an absolute dick and put some kaijus in this deck. Just some tribute fodder. Alright. How many of these do you get? So you get 1 per turn quick effects and blah 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 blah. Alright, yeah, fuck it. Alright, let's see what we can do here. We're gonna go with this one to start. Let's see what you got. Possibly 3 negates. So you can go ahead and eat your own attack points for trying. Thank you, sir. And now I'll get an additional card, and the one I want is this one. And because I'm gonna try this, but I don't think it's gonna work. Right, okay, that's what I thought. We're gonna banish this one, summon this one, activate his effect, get another dragon. So what's cool is if we go black metal, then we'll get another dragon, but if I go red eye, I don't know, because you can abuse his effect to keep going and going and going. So maybe this is what I'll do. Yeah, this is what I'll do. I'm gonna go black metal. I'm gonna go into battle, and then I think I'll be able to dust these guys, and then I should be able to, after that, go into Heretic for safety. But I don't know, let's just give it a shot. What you got? During main phase, nothing? 1 per turn, quick effect? Yeah, 1 per turn. Opponent's battle phase, you can target one monster your opponent controls. Okay. Do whatever. Okay. Not that big a deal. What was your life? What were you doing that for? Who was that for? Alright, so he's either got something to do for this or not, but we're gonna find out. Oh, adventure card, destroy an opponent's monster. That's pretty good. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this guy then. To me, he's the more dangerous one. Alright, go this way. It's like, yeah, you're gonna destroy all my monsters at the end of the turn, but I'm gonna banish all the monsters anyway. You know? And I'm gonna get me an extra dragon just for doing so. I'm gonna take this guy. Next turn I'll be able to get my fusion for Dragoon. Yeah, alright, let's see if this does what I think it's gonna do. It might pop everybody, maybe not. Yep, he does. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. If you can't do 8k worth of damage in the next turn though, I think I got it. We'll find out. We'll find out. Can you do 8k damage or not? He is drawing quite a bit of cards for, was it this thing or? Oh, that's cool. So they redid all the Labyrinth cards to have like different, more interesting arts, I guess. They all still kind of look like giant kid toys, but I mean, still, this is kind of weird. It's still pretty cool. They did like little half fusions between them. Oh, I wasn't even paying attention to what you summoned, dude. I think we made him mad because now he's starting to try to style out to make up the difference. That is pretty dope, though. This has always been super weird. Super weird design. Yeah, there it goes. You can do 8k damage in a turn, then you can get it. That's all I can really say. See where it takes us. 1 star. Nowhere. Does it literally make you duel every time you roll, though? So, like, you could take, theoretically, a duel per square if you had to literally roll nothing but 1s, but if you rolled all 6s, you would duel less? It's kind of strange. This isn't really like a... It isn't really a Dungeon Dice Monsters event at all. They kind of do this with all the events. They just vaguely name them after stuff from Yu-Gi-Oh! Rather than, like, actually making the event. Dude, don't give me the fucking cow thing. Sometimes it's so bad because it'll actually ruin whatever strategy you're playing. Like last time, that was just so bad. It gave me, whatever their monsters were, or sorry, it gave me, me a monster that had 3,000 or 4,000 attack, and the other dude was able to use it as a fusion material. Not the greatest. Yeah, we go Metal Illusionist, I guess. I don't know. There we go. We'll just do this. Imperm? No? Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do that one. Boop. We have 3 Metamorphs, so I'm going to change him into a dragon. And then... it's a level 7, so ironically, if I could put a Red Eyes on the field, I guess that would be good. But, you know what? We're just gonna... we're just gonna do this instead. Alright, whatever. We'll see where that takes us. We'll see. Alright, I have no idea why it's doing this, but it's very irritating that it's lagging out so bad. Well, it's not lagging like as a recording thing, it's just lagging in the way of like Hmm. Yeah, yeah, we can do that. I don't really want to neg my own card, but I kind of have to. But if I do this, maybe I can equip to the cow. Nah, okay. But I guess I can always metamorph another guy, so I can keep climbing the metamorph ladder, if you will. Yeah, we can equip it, but it's just gonna get negated. Not really gonna matter. Oh, no, that's right. It only negates stuff in its column. Why was I thinking it's negating the card in the monster column? I don't know why I was thinking that. Super Polly, you son of a bitch. Okay, so do your super. There we go. More unique events, and I feel like this was an attempt at that, but it really feels more like just like a knockoff nostalgia event. Like, oh, we're doing Dungeon Dice Monsters, but not really. Like, ooh, look, Yu-Gi-Oh, but we have dice. I mean, it's you're not really moving along a path. Your actions. So the whole point of Dungeon Dice Monsters was that the strategy from the card game was implemented into a way where you moving around and stuff made sense, and your choices mattered a bit more in a three-dimensional kind of presence rather than just the card game stats and like effects and things that happen. You really this is kind of interesting, but it's just Yu-Gi-Oh on a path. It's not Dungeon Dice Monsters like in any like real way. And I guess the only reason I'm thinking of this as Dungeon Dice Monsters, it's not really naming it Dungeon Dice Monsters, but I think I've seen so many people call it that at this point before the event was open that that's what I was really expecting. And that's not really what was there at all. But yeah, I think we can definitely do better with events like that. Okay, so it did set my dude. I don't know why I didn't set all of my decks. Fucking Dante over here. I swear to God, that's all this is. It's just Dante. And I know everyone knows that and everything, but I love that they literally just went and nailed all of the, like the mannerisms down and stuff. This guy is peak anime. You know what I mean? He is definitely peak anime. Alright, so I guess we're gonna go and hop into some ranked duels and see how badly I died there. Just to see how we're doing. Dice Rally was interesting, but I'm not gonna lie, it was boring as hell for me. So, we're just gonna hop into ranked and see if there's anything better there, at least for the next couple of minutes, and see how we do. I hate that the stream is giving us a little bit of latency and stuff, so we're not really getting to talk as much as I would like to. But, you know, you guys can still watch this later, and it's still good for my early streaming career to test out some of these things. So, as we move along, you know, we'll get better. Also, don't forget, we'll be streaming tomorrow and the next day as well. Basically, every week for the foreseeable future, 10 a.m. Central Time, 8 a.m. I think Pacific, and 11 if you're Eastern. So, yeah, we'll be doing it Wednesday through Saturday. All different topics for the different days of the week, too. So it won't just be Master Duel every day. Some days it'll be Neo Duel. Some days it will be Speed Duel. Some days it will be this. Some days it'll just be topical based off of, like, you know, what's the best duel disc design, or what are the funniest Yu-Gi-Oh videos that are out there, that kind of stuff. So we'll do a little bit of different stuff here and there. Today is just one of our chill days, getting on a stream to play some Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh no, Max C. I'm not really worried about that. What's so funny is, like, when you play the Metamorph deck, because you only ever really have to summon, like, one monster at a time. do that again today. I just want to see if we can fix these latency issues for the future of the stream, so I can figure out exactly what kind of content we can get out for you guys on streaming software platforms, etc. Right now, it's just seeming to be like when it looks like we're just having disconnection, reconnection kind of thing going on. Alright, so guys, I'm going to go ahead and launch some stuff here in a second again, just to see how well the stream's like overall health is and stuff like that, so that we can get back to doing some Master Duel. I'm going to pop open Duel Links and see if it does the same thing it was doing the other day, just to see. But if it is, you know, then we'll try to switch over to some different content. These were the first two that we were just launching for the beginning of the channel, and try to get an idea of what we want to be making, what you guys would be interested in, and all that good stuff. So let's see if Duel Links runs the program over or not. It might not, you know. I'm gonna get into some of this. It's gonna hop straight into a live duel with a random opponent. Oh yeah, there it goes. It's starting to have some issues again. I think my software is just really not happy with streaming at the same time of playing any online games, unfortunately. It may be a bandwidth issue. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Alright, let's see what that does. First turn, not my favorite for Utopia in this particular format, just because the skill lets you kind of run people over in the second turn. But you can set up a pretty strong Utopia. He's non-targetable, can't be destroyed. We can go ahead and negate certain things that he can do. You can take your Resonator, but I'll keep going. Go into Red Rising. Do it. He's thinking about it. Red Rising Dragon. Alright, now when your effect goes off and you want to spawn somebody out of the graveyard, we should be able to negate that. And I'm going to negate that with this guy's effect. Now what? That still saves me one card for next turn. I need him to have a monster on the field for me to attack him, because I summon this dude with Utopia double. So if he doesn't like synchro summon or something with it. But I think he's kind of stuck. Unless he's got another free summon out his ass, then he's stuck. And I got him next turn. This should be able to negate whatever he's got, and that'll negate monster effects. So we'll see. Ooh, what's your skill? What are you gonna do? Send one card, add one. Okay, yeah, that's not bad. Just for you guys who have stuck around to the end of this video, is I will release all the upcoming stuff as soon as I can, as soon as I get the idea or the project ready. Hopefully, I'll have a few out before they're even out, kind of thing. So this Saturday, we'll be talking about making my own Yu-Gi-Oh game, and then when we start over next week, so I think tomorrow's Friday. So yeah, we'll be climbing the ranks and Duel Links tomorrow, and then next week we'll be starting over again on Wednesday. That one's gonna be kind of fun. We'll just watch all the old Yu-Gi-Oh projects that we have made. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. Anyway, so basically, yeah, if you